right, new episode, fresh day.
Okay, so Instagram's fine.
Yeah, Instagram time. Tell us about it.
It's fine.
It's okay. I just like...
all that hype for all... Oh, what a letdown.
They waited 9 days for that. I love that.
Look out for this guy. Okay, you got him.
I pretty much just follow, like, artists and, like, makeup people on there.
There's
Same
lots
as
of...
everyone else.
Oops, I made a mistake.
But I just always, like... I don't know. My last Instagram post, when I was, like, actually active on there, was from when I was maybe 16, 17. So, I've been posting on there now.
Man.
And it makes me feel like a self-absorbed teenager again.
Well,
I'm, like, checking it, like, does somebody like it?
It's such an ugly thing.
It is really. I am... Whether or not you admit to it, everyone's a slut for likes.
I have a weird relationship with Instagram just because of the way I have to use it, but it's just... I don't know. It's great for networking-ish.
Yeah.
That's it. That's all I'm going to say.
I think it's... I don't understand how people get so many followers.
I had a friend in high school who had like 10,000. This would have been in like the early 2010s. He probably still has a ton.
God dang it. These are so small, my thumb hits the wrong button.
What's wrong, Tim?
I have big hands, Charlie.
What is this, a Joy-Con for ants?
May as well be.
This guy in his swoods.
Charlie.
I should have known that from Crash. Remember, Celina? Mm-hmm. Those sword-flinging bad guys?
I hate those guys.
They suck. Yo, okay, alright, unabashedly, I'm gonna steal this-ish, but this is kind of original, but I'm gonna at least cite my source. So, like, Super Beard Bro's been doing, they did like an 8-episode thing called Comfort Games, where the 3 of them plus their editor each had 2 episodes to play a game that they go to as like a comfort game, you know?
Yeah.
That they just like love and whatever. And, they answer questions while they do it, but they're like, some questions are really good. And there were a few that I was just like, oh, these would be so much fun to ask. But then I thought of like other ones that were better. And this was not one that they asked, but I just wanted to, I'm just full disclosuring like where this idea is coming from.
Okay.
That's all. But, what are our like personal 10 out of 10 games?
10 out of 10?
Like, I'm talking subjectively here. I'm like, what's a game for you that's 10 out of 10? Doesn't mean it's a good game necessarily. It just means that for you, it's a 10 out of 10. You know what I mean? Like, Tim, you got me?
Not this game.
I picked like the worst time to ask you of all people, but I just didn't want to start.
Ooh, that's a good question.
Oh.
Wow, Charlie.
Hello, good morning, good morning. Sorry.
I'm gonna say... From, like, classic, like, something I've always really liked.
Just, like, whatever, I would say, but, like, present. Like, now. Like, what... You know what I mean? Like, a game that's a 10 out of 10, I think, in a sense of, like, what could you go to anytime, you know, that's, like... It's perfect for you. It's perfect in the sense of, like, it's always what you want it to be, or it's, like, I don't know. See, the more I add to it...
between Spyro and Sly Cooper 3.
First Spyro game?
Yeah. And for new games, honestly, Tearaway.
Isn't it so
I love
good?
it. I love Tearaway so much.
I'm so glad you like it.
It's not a hard game. I'm very good at it because it's not hard.
It's such a
just
beautiful game.
It's just really pretty, and it makes me feel like a white person in a Wes Anderson movie. And that's good, I think.
I love that so much. Honestly, Spyro 1 could be that for me. Like, the original. Just
Spyro's just all around good, and I love it.
It's just simple, and it's like... I can play that game so, like, just easily because I know it so well, and that's what makes it so approachable and, like, very go-to, you know? Honestly, though, I'm torn, though, because I'm like, Crash 2 or Crash 3, or even 1 to some extent, for me, probably is also 10 out of 10, in the sense of, like, it just is always...
I love Crash to pieces, but Spyro will always be more in my heart. Just like I love Ratchet to pieces, but Sly Cooper kind of has Ratchet and Clank beat.
See, I don't know where I would land on that. That one's tough. Tim, what do you got?
Chrono Trigger.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I thought that might be it. I had a hunch. Do you have any other ones? Final Fantasy VI?
Yeah.
Not to put words in your mouth,
10
but
out of
like,
10.
oh jeez.
I'm trying to think of other 10 out of 10s.
I mean, like, you got to think of it in terms of it's
Games,
subjective.
even though they're
right?
flawed, I could,
Yeah, but
Marble Mania.
But at the same time, though, like, I don't know. I feel like I'm also asking in the sense too of like, there are other games, like these games are probably good objectively to a point.
Yeah.
Like Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy VI, like there are tons of people who would also be like, yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'm not like saying guilty pleasure because I think that's like the other category. That's like the games that aren't
WarioWare
necessarily
Smooth Moves.
That is such a good, and
10 out of 10.
That's such a good game though.
We used to play the shit out of that. I
Yeah.
love that game so much.
It's got such like a
that
strong
and
aesthetic.
Cooking Mama for the Wii. And I'm still here waiting for Cooking Mama for the Switch. Is that ever gonna happen?
It's trapped in like that weird,
I know.
like
I heard
licensing
they got a
hell.
lawsuit against them because
Yeah.
of the whole thing. And that bums me out because it probably means a new, like, Cooking Mama might be done as a franchise. And I really love Cooking Mama.
I feel like Tim would hate me for saying this, but I think for me, a 10 out of 10 might actually be the original Final Fantasy VII.
Ooh.
Only because, like...
That's a lot of people like that one a whole lot.
But, like, it's got flaws, and it's not 10 out of 10. But, like...
For you, it's
It
10
hits...
out of 10.
Yeah, it just, like, hit in such a place, and it, like, got me such, like, on fire for those games and stuff, that I'm like, man... It was just, like, earth-shattering to a point, to some degree, for me.
Well, that's because it's probably a very good game that I have not played.
I don't know, though. It's, like, there are aspects of it. It's tough because, like... I don't know. I was trying to think, like, maybe is there a Pokemon game for me that would be like that? And I was like, I don't know. I actually
Diamond
honestly
and Pearl
don't know.
was pretty close for me. I really enjoyed Diamond and Pearl.
I would I mean, like, yeah, it's a good... It's tough, because, like, is Pokemon Sword... Do I enjoy it that much? I don't know.
Pokemon Sword is not 10 out of 10. And I know you can't admit...
Yeah, see, but
You can admit to yourself that it's not a 10 out of 10 game, even for you.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. From the standpoint of, like, accessible and, like, personal, it's subjective, right? So every time I go in there, I always
Yes.
enjoy it. And one of the biggest reasons that I like it is because, like, for if you wanted to, like, I don't know, dive into, like, the meta of Pokemon with all of the, like, EV, IV training bullcrap, they've made it so nice in this newest one. You know, they've made
I'll give
training
them
feel
that.
very satisfying in the newest one.
You know what it ultimately is? It's not that Sword and Shield is bad, it's just that Pokemon fans are spoiled, and it's the same game every time.
Well, and the problem I think, too, is that, like, I don't know,
I hate to be an asshole, but I'm kind of bored of Pokemon. I love Pokemon
Oh, no, I think
as a franchise, but the games are starting to bore me.
I think game fandoms, like, are ruining the gaming industry.
Yeah.
And I think Pokemon is a victim of that, unfortunately.
Because theoretically, Sword and Shield should be everything I want in a Pokemon game, but it's just not. And it's almost like I just don't want to play Pokemon.
And that's the thing, though, is I will say, to me, it does enough of... It is a great game. You know, another one that actually is probably a 10 out of 10 for me is Sonic 3 Knuckles. And
Yeah.
that one is probably, like, my surefire. Because, like, that game to me is
I'm going to
amazing.
say Sonic Heroes, 10
I
out of 10.
I freaking love that. Actually, that reminds me, Sonic Mania for me is also a 10 out of 10 game.
I want Tim
I
to
love
experience
that
the
game.
10 out of 10 game that is Sonic Heroes.
Such a fun game. Such a great game, in my humble opinion.
I hate that it's not good, but I love it. I love it.
It's so good. I feel bad because I feel like Tim's answer is much more sophisticated than ours.
I know. I've never played Chrono Trigger, and I'd probably get very frustrated with it and rate it a 2 out of 10.
But see,
But that's just me knowing
That's
that
the
I'm
thing.
easily annoyed by games I'm not good at instantly.
that's the thing, though, what I mean, though, and saying, like, objectively, or subjectively, because, like, if it's not a genre you like or are into, then no, it's probably not going to be a 10 out of 10 for you. But if it's something that's really in your pocket that you really like, then that's what's going to make it feel more, like, successful. You know what I mean? So there's nothing wrong, I think, with you, because it's just not it's about taste. That's what I'm getting at.
Right.
It was a very loaded question, but I thought it'd be fun.
It is very loaded.
Guys, come back next time, and I literally have nothing.
All right.
No, Tim has to make one more game.
I do?
One more game. You listed Chrono Trigger.
Come back next time for one more game. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.